Hiya! So today we are talking about the Spanish Armada. Much of this is going to be stuff that I feel like we've already talked about, so bear with me. I think half of it's probably like stuff we've already talked about, half of it's new-ish. I don't know. I don't know. So, the age of ships. This is all around Philip and Bloody Mary's time, and before. So, the age of ships is a time that ships are starting to be used to trade goods and spices and carry soldiers from here to there. Ships means people are balling out, and these countries are acquiring all this new money, tons of new wealth, but wealth also means pirates, and pirates means potential war. Beef of the oceans is going on, and that's when the Spanish Armada comes in. It is Spain's great navy. At this point, they have hundreds of ships, thousands of soldiers, and Queen Elizabeth and her soldiers also have ships in England, but it's nothing like the Spanish Armada. They're also called the Invincible Armada, which means they've never lost. Like, literally anything they go to set out, they successfully do. And this age of ships is the starting point of people realizing that somebody has to dominate the Atlantic Ocean. Like, whoever runs the Atlantic Ocean is going to have the most money, and they're going to be the most powerful nation out there. Charles V, before Philip II, Charles V is actually Philip II's daddy. So, prior to Philip and Mary and all that, which we already learned about, he is in charge of ruling Spain, and he's also the ruler of Netherlands, and he's even declared the Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope of the Catholic Church, and he's in charge of protecting the Catholic religion. Like, Catholic faith altogether is supposed to rest in the hands of Charles V as his title of the Holy Roman Emperor. So remember, at this time, England's kind of having a little bit of religious turmoil because they had been Catholic, knew nothing but Catholic. Even in the Canterbury Tales, when we read that, they were Catholic at that time. And then King Henry, to divorce Catherine of Aragon, switched the religion from Catholic to Protestant to then marry Anne Boleyn. So England's kind of had some drama going on, and they're Protestant at the time of Charles V ruling for most of the time. So after Charles V died, he passes the kingdom to Philip II of Spain, which you guys already know. Philip marries Bloody Mary. They convert England back to Catholic. They're like, yeah, we're not doing this Protestant stuff. Henry and Anne Boleyn are crazy. We're about to be Protestant. And he feels like he's doing his father's duty. Remember, his dad was a Holy Roman Emperor, so he's like, yeah, Mary, this works. We're crazy, you're crazy, I'm crazy. Let's burn all these people still practicing the Protestant religion, and we're going to live our best life. Remember, Mary gets her name, Bloody Mary, from literally bringing those Protestants, people that they have caught in the church or hiding in their homes still practicing the religion, drags them out to the center of the city, burns them alive, like, yeah, y'all want to be Protestant? This is what's going to happen to you. So they're like nutsos. They're nutcases. Sadly, in 1588, Bloody Mary dies. Remember, her and Philip were trying to have children, but they never successfully have any. And then Elizabeth comes and she takes over. Look at my hair right here. So Elizabeth takes over, and she is known as the Virgin Queen. She never gets married. Philip keeps trying to pursue her, like, oh, Elizabeth, marry me. Elizabeth, marry me. We should rule together. But Elizabeth is like, switches the English religion back to Protestant, and Philip feels as if she is a threat. Queen Elizabeth makes it known she is an enemy to Spain. She goes out of her way to play Philip on a regular basis. Not only did she send the whole cannonball back to him, She killed Mary, Queen of Scots, denied him some more, but she also hired people into England's navy. She even knighted this one. His name was Sir Francis Drake. She loved him. He was the most notorious pirate of all time. And she has him deliberately go out of his way to find Spanish ships, invade them, steal their wealth. She was literally hiring pirates to mess with Philip and take things that he had for Spain from them traveling and conquering the New World and stuff. She was like just picking at him, trying him, pushing his buttons as much as she could. So, this is all about Mary, Queen of Scots. We already talked about that. I'm going to keep going. Elizabeth, one of her other little things she did, I told you she was purposely picking at Philip. There was rebellion going on in the Netherlands. Remember, Philip is king of Spain and the Netherlands. And Elizabeth started showing her support and trying to get Philip's rule overthrown, saying like, hey, if you guys overthrow Philip, you can be a Protestant kingdom. You can be free to make your own choices and do what you want, and was trying to get Philip overthrown there. So Philip finally is like, all right, let me try one more time. That's when he finally asked Elizabeth one last time for a proposal, like, please marry me. Come on, stop being petty. I'll let go of you trying to convert the Netherlands. I'll let go of all the pirates attacking. And she's like, no, sends a cannonball. And Philip has to get permission from the Pope prior to declaring war on England. So he's like, all right, listen, Elizabeth is over here acting crazy. She is a threat to not only England for making them Protestant again, but she is a threat to Spain. She is a threat to the Netherlands, and she's a threat to the Catholic religion, all in all. And the Pope says, you know what? You are right, my friend. You are right. And war is declared. So the Spanish Armada heads to England. In early May of 1588, Spain set sail with the Duke of Medina being the leader of their navy. Their ships were supposed to be, like I told you, the most powerful, specifically to England. They took 130 ships, over 2,000 guns, over 8,000 seamen, and 20,000 soldiers. They were like ready to roll over England, make them surrender, and take England by force, since Elizabeth was not agreeing. The Spanish Armada, they left in May, but they didn't reach England until July, literally 3 months later. Like, took them forever to get there. England decides, you know what? We're going to flex a little bit. Spain had literally 7 miles of ships. That's crazy long. 7 miles of ships. England finally was starting to use heavy range guns at this point. This is like the first time ever that people are trying to shoot guns from super far in cannons. And they lessened Spain's ranks as best that they could. In 1588, July also, Spain set anchors in France. They were trying to get a little break, restore on goods, and England literally was like, you know what? We're going to mess with them a little bit. They sent ships, 7 ships, on fire into the channel, like where Spain was docked at, literally forcing Spain to either cut their anchors and go out to sea disorganized. They weren't going to be in good formation, or they could have sat there and burned. So England got the win for the day because Spain had to go out. They messed up all their arrangements. And now Queen Elizabeth, back in England, because obviously she wasn't on the boat there in France. She was still back in England. The war is continuing in July. And she finally is like, okay, guys, I have to talk to my troops. I have to prepare them. She's the queen, and they're not used to a woman leading them into war. Bloody Mary came in and was crazy, but she didn't go to war with anybody. So on August 9th, 1588, she gives the speech to the troops at Tilbury to encourage her troops and to connect with them. She literally comes down from the castle hops off her horse. She's in armor, all dramatic and everything. And she's like, all right, I'm down here with you guys and I'm going to pep you up. That's what we're reading tomorrow, the speech to the troops. Luckily, when England had set the fires to the boats, that was in the end of July. Queen Elizabeth, like I just said on this slide, gave her speech on August 9th. Like, they don't have telephones, they can't exactly call. So Spain suffered lots of damage. There was storms, the fires messed it up, they were running out of supplies, and they ended up traveling all the way through around Scotland and around Ireland up top, and they had to go home. They had no choice. They couldn't keep fighting, and in October, they finally made it back to Spain, and they had lost over 15,000 men. Didn't even make it to England to squash them, and Elizabeth defeated Spain without them coming into England just from the boats. And yeah, it was over. England is now greatly feared and considered the most powerful nation, still Protestant. Philip just lets it go. He's like, okay, I can't beat Elizabeth. And yeah, now you guys are going to read the speech to the troops at Tilbury. I'm actually going to let you watch some YouTube videos too. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them that are pretty good. I like Queen Elizabeth's speech. She's very passionate. We have it on paper also. Well, on Google Doc, if you want to call that on paper, and we'll do some annotations with that. And yeah, see you later. Bye. I miss you guys. I didn't hit stop. I thought I did.